In this week's BlizzPro Weekly, BlizzCon gets a talent contest, Evil Geniuses announces a new StarCraft 2 team league in the West, TwizzCast interviews Diablo 3 developers, Hearthstone is coming to China, WoW in an in-game store, and why are people acting like the sky is falling about it? Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of BlizzPro Weekly. As always, I'm your host, the fantastically bearded Chris Arnone, right? You know me, you love me, let's get right to this. First up, let's talk about BlizzCon, actually. Now, Blizzard recently announced they're going to do a new contest this year. Of course, we're going to be there. Now, they always do their costume contest, which is amazing. If you ever want to check that out online, brilliant costumes come out of the woodworks for that. But this year, they're going to add a talent contest. So, they want to know, can you play a Diablo theme on your guitar? Can you sing one of your favorite World of Warcraft songs? Do you have a great comedy skit involving one of Blizzard's games? All right, then consider signing up for this talent contest. Now, to be considered, you have to create a 2-minute video of you performing your Blizzard-themed talent, post it on YouTube, and submit a link to the sign-up page. Now, Blizzard wants to tell everyone, don't limit yourself. Don't be afraid to show your best because they aren't selecting finalists based on any pre-existing categories. I mean, I know JR is planning this erotic interpretive dance using his horse mask and a bunch of pet plushies and a doom hammer, so anything goes, I mean, seriously. But instead, they're going to pick these finalists based on talent, live performance. Remember, you have to actually perform this on stage. Humor, entertainment, originality, creativity, and strong Blizzard theming. Tell you what, though, JR is going to be a tough act to follow or watch. World of Warcraft!
Here's the beef.
Now, last week we talked about the arena changes coming to World of Warcraft, and we learned of a new event that they are testing out with these changes. Now, they announced a new event that's going to focus on player versus player testing in the 5.4 public test round, the PTR. Now, this is going to take place in kind of two parts, which will hopefully bring a little more consistency to PvP on the PTR. It's going to allow developers to gather more accurate data and feedback on how the skill and PvP changes are playing out before they fully launch it. Now, the first one took place last night, July 11th, filming on July 10th. We're filming on July 11th. The next one's going to take place Saturday, July 20th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, additionally, fan site Arena Junkies is going to join in on the fun. They're going to do some streaming videos, some PvP commentary, and some giveaways. So the biggest piece of news in World of Warcraft today started with just a little bit of data mining. It was an item called Enduring Elixir of Wisdom, which will give you an increase to XP for leveling. Now, items like this already exist in the game, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But something caught people's eye, and that was a tag in-game store item. Now, this led a lot of people to speculate that maybe WoW would be creating an in-game store where you purchase items for real money. Well, turns out people were right. Community manager Bashiok confirmed it, in fact. Now, he went on to say, for players who are interested in the in-game items we offer, such as pet store pets and mounts, the benefits of an in-game store are pretty clear. And he goes on to say this is more for convenience, and there are some items, like the leveling buff, that they're testing out in Asian regions. Now, this whole system has a lot of controversy behind it, and a lot of people claim that WoW is trying to, go to a pay-to-win strategy. However, it doesn't really appear to be the case. Now, we're going to get more into that when we get into the bitch session a little later on. Let's talk StarCraft 2.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Early today, Evil Geniuses Jeff In Control Robinson announced a brand new team league for StarCraft 2. Now, this new SC2L, StarCraft 2 Team League, will focus on providing Western esports teams a chance to compete with one another and vie for a chance at bragging to be the best StarCraft 2 team in the West. And I'll be really curious to see how this unfolds, because even though they're going to only allow North American and European teams into this, there are a lot of Korean players on those teams' rosters. Are they going to, make or break these match sets? It's really curious to see how it's going to happen. Now, we can already picture the debates emanating from this and for just seasons to come. Regardless of hair splitting, it's a great opportunity for Western teams to shine in a largely Korean-dominated game. Now, Team EG is no stranger to this type of league play, in case you're wondering. They've sponsored many team-based tournaments in the past, starting with the EG Masters Cup Series, Season 5 back in 2011. And they've held many successful team leagues under the Masters Cup Series, but the coverage and popularity was always a bit under the radar compared to the bigger premier things like DreamHack or MLG. But the saving grace for this upcoming SC2L is coming from Blizzard's WCS continuing controversy, as many in the community are just really angry about, how even though they've got these sort of divisions, they're not region locked. You have Korean players playing all over the place, and as we've seen now, all heading into the finals together. And people are really, really wanting region locked tournaments to foster that sense of, local national pride. And since this is what the community is really asking for, we're really thinking this could be really huge. This SC2L may become really big since they're catering to that particular desire. Another cool aspect of this tournament is that the community can help chip into the overall prize pool. Now currently they're offering a special discount for pre-ordering D-Link's new gaming router, and each one order will contribute $10 to the $10,000 prize pool, with a maximum potential up to $20,000 in prizes to the top teams. Now to help out or just to get a good deal on a high-end router, check out the pre-order page on sc2i.gg and use coupon code DLinkGame5. Of course, that'll be in the show notes, so you can make sure you've got a link and you can spell that out properly. Let's talk Diablo 3.
Stay a while and listen.
So BlizzPro's official podcast, TwizzCast, had an opportunity this week to interview Diablo 3 developers. Now they interviewed game director Josh Mosquera, lead systems designer Wyatt Chang, and game designer Travis Day. Now the interview lasted nearly an hour, was done live on Twitch TV, and of course the video is right here on our YouTube channel, so you can check it out if you missed it. Now right now we're unfortunately in that kind of awkward phase where the Diablo team can't really tell us anything new because they're really holding their cards close to the vest waiting for BlizzCon. But they did tell us they will be revealing a lot of information at that time. They did answer a lot of questions that were coming from the community, and one of the things that was asked about was the new class. Now, while Blizzard can't actually reveal anything right now, they did say they were very excited about the topic, and they're borderline upset that they can't reveal anything yet. When asked about PvP, we learned they are working on it and trying to find a decent PvP system that will be long-lasting and fun for players. They've had several ideas, but just nothing has really stuck yet. Also revealed was a bit about how they're working on these new legendary items. Travis, in particular, talked about a weapon he was working on that very day. Now, check this out, alright? So when you hit an enemy with it, it has a chance to open up a black hole to hell that would suck up other enemies around it. They talked about how they really want to make these legendary items look and feel and do legendary things, which that's pretty cool. Now, in the end, we won't really have a whole lot of new stuff until BlizzCon and after BlizzCon, but it sounds like the Diablo 3 content is going to be pretty awesome when that rolls around in November. Now, we think it's pretty cool that Blizzard is taking the time to talk to fan sites, talk to the community, but players were really hoping to hear something new and something fresh. And while there were a couple new things, it didn't really seem to be enough for the chat room that was going on during the interview. Here's the thing though. People will complain that Blizzard is being quiet and not communicating, and then when they do this, they complain that Blizzard is just wasting everyone's time. Now, in our opinion, we think it's great that Blizzard is reaching out. They're taking the time to interact with the community. Just hold tight. Be patient. There are big announcements coming. This is the way this whole thing works. It's not just Blizzard, it's everybody. And part of that too is that there's so much that can be done if they build up and they announce too much stuff and those things fall flat. Like if they were telling us about every cool idea they had for PvP, we'd be just that much more disappointed when they move on to something else because it just didn't work out right. Now, there are some awesome games out right now. So if you're bored with Diablo right now, you can always play something else and come back later. It's Hearthstone time. So this week, Hearthstone had some big news because Blizzard announced that it's going to China. They have recently reached a licensing agreement with NetEase. This is the same company that currently does World of Warcraft over in China. Now, to quote them directly, we are very excited to be bringing a new game to China from Blizzard, and we believe Hearthstone will be a hit with gamers here. That's William Ding, CEO and founder of NetEase. We're working closely with Blizzard to prepare everything needed for launching Hearthstone in China, and we look forward to providing players with another great gaming experience. Now, that's all kind of basic PR stuff. But we tell you what, with as popular as free-to-play games are over in Asia, I think a card game like this is going to do really, really well over there, especially since that's a huge market for Blizzard. Asia they love the shit out of Blizzard. So yeah, I think it's great they've been able to strike a deal, especially before the game comes out. They can get in there early. It's just going to be more money for that game's development team, so maybe some more attention to it after it's released. All right, it's time for the BlizzPro Bitch Session. oh god, oh, WoW is trying to make money. Oh, they're going to make the game pay to win by doing this whole, in-game store. But wait, what was I saying just a little bit ago? It was, Now, this whole system has a lot of controversy behind it, and a lot of people claim that WoW is trying to, go to a pay-to-win strategy. However, it doesn't really appear to be the case. Now, we're going to get more into that when we get into the bitch session a little later on. Yeah, that was it. Now, I've said this before in this show, back when I had my show, but back when I was a gaming journalist, I did some interviews, and one of them was with the guys from Nexon. Now, if you're not familiar, they are the people who have helped localize some very popular free-to-play games like MapleStory, Vindictus, and Dragon Nest. Now, let's be very clear about how this works. There was a lot of talk about how the West works versus how Asia works, all right? Now, in Asia, pay to win is very popular. It's huge. People love to do that. They love paying for items that you can only buy with real money, all right? In the West, not so much. It flat out doesn't work. There are two things you can pay for in a free-to-play or sort of, a freemium content model, which is what maybe WoW would be doing with this in-game store. A time saver. So in other words, you can play the game for 20 hours to get this really cool item, or you can just spend real money on it. You're not really getting a leg up. It's just a matter of whether you have time or money to spend and invest into the game. The other thing, of course, is aesthetics. A different costume, a different cloak, something that makes you look a little different. That is perfectly acceptable, and people in the West do those things without feeling cheated. All right, now let's think of some free-to-play games that have this sort of freemium content model. And none of them, you will notice, have a pay-to-win model. It just doesn't work here. Neverwinter, Defiance, Rift, Guild Wars 2, Team Fortress 2. All right, like I said, you can pay to save time. You want that weapon, but you don't have the time to grind. But, maybe you've got a really demanding full-time job. Takes a lot of hours. You make good money, but you just don't have the time to sink in to grinding. So instead, you just throw some money down so you get to maximize the time you are playing. It doesn't suddenly magically make you better than the other players out there. You can also pay for costumes, of course, pay for hats. That's a big Team Fortress 2 thing. But you don't pay for items that can't be acquired through gameplay, at least not ones that will in any way affect your game. And so people are jumping on this bandwagon thinking it's going to change. They're not going to do that. Come on, seriously. At some point, a game that's been around for this long, that's been successful for this long, you have to trust Blizzard. They know what the fuck they're doing, all right? That's a reason why WoW has been around for so long and successful for so long. They're not going to go and totally change the meta of the game by saying, okay, now we're going to bring in these amazing legendary weapons that only exist here, and they're just going to pwn everybody if you have the money to spend. It's not going to happen, all right? So, pull your panties out of your ass, sit back down, play the game, and if you got some money to throw around, hey, cool, save yourself a little time, get some, funny gloves for your character, maybe a little pet or something. But, they're not going to break the game with this thing, all right? That's all I've got to say about that. It's a simple thing, really. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Of course, you can check me out. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. I'm a Goodreads author. Recently changed the name of my upcoming book. Been doing a lot of editing on that. Of course, check out TwizzCast, our official podcast. They're all over like iTunes, Twitch TV, all over the place. Awesome group there, rocking that thing. And of course, go to BlizzPro.com. News, reviews, everything you need to know about Blizzard Entertainment games. Stay beardy, people.